I hear a voice I grew up
It's
with.
like Santa coming, isn't it?
All right, let's see. Microphone is working. Hoping you can't hear the music or hearing the show. So I don't have my headphones on.
In the hot seat, baby.
It's so good to see you, ladies and gentlemen. Daddy DeVito.
Hey, you guys. Oh my gosh.
Global superstar.
Yeah, he's
and
late because he went to some people's house.
how did that go for them?
Oh, that was really good.
Here's the question: Did you drive yourself, or did somebody drive
I
you? drove
drove myself and I used the thing, and I.
Were we missing a north or a south or something, or an east or a west? Is that?
I have to pee, by the way.
Go
Okay.
pee.
Yeah,
Wait, by the way.
Go pee.
Anyway, it was like around the block, but it was really good. You know, very big fans, and I took some selfies. And we had a good time.
Did he?
But I didn't know. I swear to God, I said when I called you, I said you punked me.
Well, you did. You
because
texted me very funny. Because
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
And it was nobody. It was like a residential neighborhood. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And the people were very nice. And they had a Christmas tree up, not as elaborate as you guys.
And you just knocked on the
Well,
door?
I rang their little security bell. They came to the door. It was a newlywed couple, and they were very happy to see me.
what did they say? What was the
What was that?
Well, come on in.
Come on, what? Why? What do you?
Why?
Yeah, why? Even
Why?
I said, well, I'm here to do the. Then I started to backtrack. I didn't want to say like too much because I thought it was like you guys were busting my balls.
Yeah,
I say like it wouldn't be the first time.
That would have been good.
No, it would have
All
been really
speaking
good.
of your balls, you need to go to the bathroom.
That's my bladder.
I don't know where the pee comes from.
It doesn't
We
come
don't-
from the
this isn't a
balls.
this isn't a biology podcast.
Well, it could dribble onto the balls. I don't know how.
Well,
it's
if it
gonna go.
dribbles onto the balls, it's going to get really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I better go.
Yeah, you
It's
better
right.
go.
It's
I'm going
right
to
here,
drain the
Danny.
monster.
Drain the monster,
Okay.
baby.
I'll be right back.
Wow, this is a big day.
Man, this is big. Look at
Monumental.
This. I'm going to put my sweater on.
Yeah,
Okay.
get your Christmas
Put your
sweater
sweater on,
going.
Man, thank you.
You know.
This is so good.
While you're putting on that sweater, I would like to pose a question to all of you, but mostly you, because I've heard plenty from them, and I don't
Right?
really want to hear
You've
anymore.
had enough of them.
How do you feel about Christmas music
Yeah.
starting to play before December,
I don't listen.
or before Thanksgiving?
I don't listen to the. I don't go anywhere where it's like I don't go to an elevator. Or I don't
You're
go
not
to
in the
like
mall.
a mall.
Yeah.
Nobody in my house plays it.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, you know, but I don't dislike it, but I think it's stupid. And Christmas is like really like basically just to sell things, right? Because that's what happened like in the economy like years ago around that time. Sales were dipping, so somebody said, well, we got to do something.
Tay,
to
what's
fix
going on,
this.
Tay?
So let's do some holiday.
Yeah.
So they picked, they co-opted the winter solstice or whatever it's called.
Well,
and,
Jesus'
you know, and they.
Well,
and
Jesus'
they-
birthday.
Well, no,
Let's be
Jesus
clear.
wasn't born that day.
Yeah.
No.
Hey,
I wasn't.
listen.
What?
I wasn't there.
I shouldn't say
what
that.
day was-
I shouldn't tell.
What day-
Because you know the idea of
we
whole.
don't know.
Don't-
Well, they already scientifically researched this.
Yeah,
that
they found out it
they
was born.
followed the star in Bethlehem at that time of the year. That star didn't exist. It existed at a different time. So he was actually born, I think, in March or April. Yeah,
Next thing you're gonna
of
tell me
that
that
year.
the Bible's not true. Fucking guy.
Well, Danny, you've ruined Christmas. You've ruined
you.
Jesus.
But it-
and
I chickened out of doing the meat, the what do you call it, the 23andMe thing. I went, I sent in the thing, and then they sent me the kit, and then I said, fuck, you know, like what am I gonna do with it? You know, like get, because I figure like I got like a lot of my family's from Calabria.
Why you
and
dying
from,
and wow.
So it's
Think.
down. One of my grandparents is from like Calabria.
So easy,
which
bro.
is right at the boot of Italy, and right there is Albania, and she spoke. I only knew her like when I was like a really little kid, and she was like already 80 something and dying like of something, laying in a bed. She broke her hip, tragic story. Sorry to bring it up. But
great
the
start to the podcast.
Great Christmas story.
Happy holidays,
But the
everybody.
idea is that she spoke a language called Geek. And now people out there may know what that is. Some people may know what it is. It's a kind of an Albanian kind of hybrid language that was an Italian Albanian thing. My grandfather, of course, didn't like it because she spoke it with her girlfriends, and that was the story. Anyway,
You always just
what I'm
speaking a
getting at
gag.
is,
I come in the room, you're speaking a gag.
I'm speaking, and in the language is like, I met one person.
What you been up to, bro? Other
on
than
my
WoW.
travels, who actually knew the language, and also a guy who was born down in the southern tip of Italy, and the language is really beautiful. Like for rain, the only word I know is shh, shh, and it's all these soft kind of really beautiful sounds. Nothing like you would think like a hard Italian or an Arabic sound. It was all like beautiful, almost like musical
People
sounds.
shushing each other.
Yeah, just people.
Shut up.
Yeah.
They didn't get to end. They didn't get to
Raining.
the
I'm
end
trying
of
to listen
it.
to the rain.
Shut the fuck. It's raining.
Shut the fuck up and get out of the rain. Oh, Daddy. Well,
Daddy, welcome
nice
to the
know that you
podcast.
haven't done
God
the 23 and
almighty.
me. That was a
I didn't do the thing
you
because
didn't do the thing
No.
because somebody shushed you.
well, I was worried that like you get the DNA out there, and then you know how it is in the world. Everybody knows all the shit about
They already
you.
know.
Huh?
They already know.
They already know.
They know.
Well, who's they?
The computer people.
Those guys.
The people.
They know.
Those guys.
The deep state.
The deep state.
Deep state.
They know where you're from.
They know all about you, buddy. They know more than you know about yourself.
So when are we going back to work, by the way?
We start shooting at the end of January. We've got a lot of fun episodes that
God.
we've been talking about.
Oh man, that's
working on 'em.
exciting. Don't tell
No
anybody.
spoilers here.
No spoilers. Okay.
Well,
Spoilers.
should we visit the ghost of Christmas past and should we discuss either your beginnings in the career? Should we go that far back, or
No.
should we just go Sunny?
No, we
related?
don't care about that.
Everybody knows
Jesus
all that.
Christ.
They can look it up. Should
Sonny.
we talk about the beginning of Sunny?
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about Sonny.
Let's
Well,
hear
did
it.
Meg have,
so
do you
like-
have a structure?
I
would think
have
so.
some
Uh-oh.
questions, but
she's
it was
got
going to
The
begin
boss is
with
coming in.
asking you how you got involved with Sunny.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I tell you how I got involved with Sonny. Years and years ago, at Jersey, I worked with John Landgraf because he was at NBC, and I needed somebody to run my television department, and he came to work with me at Jersey Films. Okay, that was years and years ago. Then that all broke up, and then he got this gig with, FX. He called me one day. He said, I just did this show, 8 episodes of some really crazy show that I'm like, oh, I don't know, tell me what's your opinion? So he sent me the 8 episodes, and Rhea and I and the kids watched the show. I loved it. It was fucking outrageous, just the way they are, okay? And we all, I immediately said, yeah, this is like amazing show. You should, whatever you're gonna do with it, I don't know. And then I didn't hear from anybody, right? I don't talk to him all the time. All of a sudden he calls me up, he says, would you be interested in being on the show? And I said, yeah. I said, if they come up with organic character, something that was not just Danny DeVito coming into a show, if it made sense, and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, and it was a good character, and so they wrote me in, and of course, my 2 kids are tall and blonde, and so I had to have. Eventually, as we all know, my wife was a whore, and so that was my first involvement in
But
the
why this show? To
well,
return
you know what?
to television.
Everybody
Why?
asked me that.
Yeah.
Every single person that I knew asked me that. The doorman asked me that.
Yeah.
Anybody, why are you going to do that
Why
show?
this?
You were like a TV icon. You were in one of the most popular shows in the world, Taxi. You were all this blah, 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 blah. Why do this show? And I felt like it's why do you do anything? It's a gut feeling. You feel comfortable. Then I had that meeting with you guys where we sat and talked about it, where I was probably drunk, Sorry.
Dr. Kipper calling you.
Dr.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Kipper on the show, Dr. Kipper.
Yeah.
You had him on
We
the
had him
show?
on the show,
Oh,
yeah.
right, I missed it.
Yeah.
Hey,
You took
hey,
the call.
Dave. Hey, man. Oh, no, Valentina. Oh, I'm not getting a needle. I'm hanging up on you. I'm not getting a shot. Okay, goodbye. I gotta go.
Danny, I often think about you having the foresight to, because I think it's really easy to start to get some success, to get really careful and protective of that success.
Yeah.
Just the guts to say, I think I'm going to jump into this thing, and to be able to see it and see the potential of it. I think, you know, you often read about, like, I was just reading an article and it was talking about how much Burt Reynolds hated doing boogie nights and was just dragging PTA the whole time. And, like, you know, I think there's a point in your career where you're like, what am I doing? I'm doing a movie about the porn industry. Or, like, what am I doing? I'm running around in Philly and they're shooting on these crappy little cameras. But I think you have that, and always have had that ability to just kind of see what could work.
Did you
Which is a
think?
gift.
Well, you just thought, what were you going to say?
Well, I was gonna say, were you thinking that far ahead, or were you just like,
Oh
this
yeah,
would be
no,
fun?
I was thinking immediate. I always think like right now, what's going on right now. So like I did say what I said to Landgraf. He probably communicated it to you that I was interested and then we had that meeting and you told me the
Well,
story.
there was a meeting before that because I came to your house, just
Okay.
me.
Okay.
And I remember that Lucy answered the door.
Right.
And I remember I was really nervous and we weren't sure if it was going to happen. But it was not communicated to us that you were
Interested.
you were interested, but you
was
weren't
interested.
in.
No, I wasn't
And-
in.
No, and
No.
so I had to go there and kind of pitch you the character that we had
Yeah,
discussed.
that's what.
And Lucy answered the door, and from the time that she went and she like brought me into that old dining room area
Right.
that you had, and she called out to you, and by the time you got there, I realized that you were going to do the show, and I knew you were because of how much Lucy loved the show.
She dug it.
And I feel like maybe that has to have had some kind of
Oh, yeah.
impact that your kids were saying,
Well-
Dad, you should do.
Oh yeah. Well, we were all pissing at the show. We loved it, but they were like really enthusiastic about it. And you know, everybody like you've all experienced this now because you're successful and you're on television for 16 years or whatever it is. But the idea is that people will tell you, they'll warn you. Like people said to me, "Wait, you're gonna do that cable show or whatever it was? You're gonna do that show after you go to a network show. You got to wait for movies to come along. You got to wait. And if you sit and let people do that to you, you'll never do anything. You know, you got to go with your gut feeling. And then you wrote, great character, and and it was, and it digested the fact that
I like
that
it, so
Sweet
it's
D
sunny.
and Dennis were like almost 6 foot tall.
Maybe I'll watch that tonight
Well, it's
before I
my
go to
kids,
sleep.
but we worked on that. You know.
But
and
did your gut feeling tell you that show was going to go 15
No.
plus years?
But I do know this about our show that
I didn't realize that it was on for that long. That's crazy.
in the first couple of seasons that I was on the show already, we were still in the toilet, and it was like, and what it is it's sticking to it. Like they stuck with us at FX, John and everybody.
2005.
And they
Wow.
promoted it, and we kept doing it, and our enthusiasm, lifted it up. And then once we got track. Cheers. The first
2005.
2 seasons was in the toilet. Nobody saw that show. Brandon Tartikoff
Really?
stuck. Yeah, absolutely. And it's about
same.
a good
It's all the
show.
same, right? Yeah.
But that's why you hear John Landgraf talk all the time about. I was just speaking about him about this weekend. He talks about the streamers and algorithms and making decisions. He's like shows like Sunny would never exist if we operated the same way.
Exactly.
You have to go with your gut, and sometimes your gut's wrong, and sometimes your gut's right, but it's the only thing you got.
But sticking to it has got a lot to do with it. Even Taxi, we went 5 years, and we were still doing well. And we had Brooks and Weinberger and Stan Daniels and Dave Davis writing for the show. All these people were great writers, okay? They never let you down. But in the 5th season, ABC, well, I'm not afraid to say this, they just fucked us up. They moved us to every different night. They were using us as trying to use this as a lead-in or whatever the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
And then they canceled our show. The year that I think everybody won an Emmy and the show won an Emmy,
Whoa.
they canceled the show. We were like,
can't do that right now.
blindsided.
Whoa.
I was in New York going to do Saturday Night Live for the first time
What's going
as
on?
a host. You know, and I got the news.
How you doing?
Everybody was
The night of the show? Like,
no. A week, a couple weeks. No, a week
How's your
before.
games going?
And I said, and we all got together, all the cast and Brooks and whoever was around. We got drunk as. We called everybody. We said, "What the fuck? You're canceling Taxi?" We were like devastated, you know. And we got really pissed drunk. And I remember calling Lorne Michaels and saying that I want to bring everybody on the show. And I did. He did. My first line, I think, on the center stage was after the applause died down. Thank you very much. I said, "Do you believe ABC canceled Taxi?" And the fucking people went crazy. You know.
Well, you have one of the greatest entrances in the history of television.
Yeah.
That introduced the world, not only the world to the character of Louis De Palma, but the actor Danny DeVito. And I think it's worth, because my guess is that the vast majority of people who are watching this podcast did not see that first
Yeah.
episode of Taxi, and it might be worth putting in the podcast, Meg, because it is one of the funniest moments in television history.
A little bit of history for Louis. It was a voice first, like Carlin the doorman. He was a voice, and then they wrote the character a little bit more because after I got in the show, and then I think it was Dave Davis, who just passed away, who was a real integral part of the post of all of the stuff that Jim did and all those guys from Mary Tyler Moore. But he was the one that says, "Hold out DeVito until," and they wrote that joke. Like, the joke was, I pushed everybody around from the cage. They were kowtowing to me.
terrifying.
I was terrifying. And then when they wanted to borrow a cab, I'd come out and I'm talking to Chuck.
Louis? Yeah? I need a cab for the weekend. I'm going to Miami. No! Oh, come on, Louis. I'm very tight on time. I gotta leave right now. No! Let's take it.
Hold everything! Okay, I gotta get tough with you guys. We don't let cabs out no more.
Oh, come on, Louis. It's very important. What about 1621? Nobody wants
Whoa!
1621.
Hey, can I go along?
Yeah,
I don't have
sure.
anything else.
I'll have it back for you by the end of the week.
Alex, I run this garage and no one takes my cabs for joyrides.
Come on, let's take it.
Give me a minute while I go to the can. Thank you very much.
But that was at a time when you could air an episode of television and 30 million people might watch it. Maybe, maybe
bigger.
more, 40, 50 million people. And your life changes in that moment,
Immediately.
right? The next day.
Well, one day you're walking around like, and then the show airs, and then that Wednesday, I think it was on a Tuesday night or a Thursday. Again, yeah, Tuesday night. Anyway, the next day you can't go in. You're
That's the same.
60 share, something like that.
So that means
because
60% of the people who were watching TV were
Yeah.
watching television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that
So
in
that's,
today's
yeah,
standards.
maybe
Like,
50, 60 million people. That's
just
amazing.
how many different streaming services, how many shows.
Not possible anymore.
But it was astounding to, you guys experienced it with Sonny, because I remember in the early days.
60
Right.
people were watching.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, we had a
yeah.
60 share.
and then
We had a 60 share.
and then
60
all of a
share,
sudden
60
when it
people.
kicked in, you guys you couldn't go anywhere without people
Wow.
knowing you.
I can't go to an Irish pub.
Yeah, no, there's no.
I can pretty much go anywhere else. In Philly, it's maybe a little different.
You
In Philly,
can't
it's a
you
little
can't
crazy.
go anywhere.
The first time I remember actually really experiencing that was one of the few early seasons. Maybe we were doing press for season 2 or 3, and we were in New York, and we went out to a Yankees game with you.
Oh, yeah. I
And
remember
you
that.
know, people started spotting you, and a crowd started to swarm around you. It was the first time that I had that feeling of like, oh, this is a little unnerving. Like, this is borderline dangerous. Like, who's in this crowd? Like, what do they want?
It's yeah.
It
'cause
can get a little scary.
It gets
like,
a little scary when
just when it gets a little big and packed in. I mean, we've had that in Philly a couple times.
yeah,
but,
where they start swarming a little bit.
yeah, but it wasn't us. At
You
the
get
beginning.
out,
I was
you
more
get-
just like, I gotta
you
get,
get- you get out.
Danny out of here. You know.
Yeah, you get me in the car and shut the door. Just push him in the
Feel
car.
like, there's Paul McCartney, like crazy out there, huh?
Oh,
So
man.
tell us about the goatee.
My goatee?
Yeah, is this for a
well,
reason?
Yeah. Well, it's for a movie that I just did with Chris Pine. His movie is called Pool Man. So I grew some hair, and now my hair is a little shorter, but I had a little ponytail sticking out of the hat. You know, like kind of. Cha-Cha was a big influence, except for the goatee.
We've
which
talked about Cha-Cha a lot.
I love, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
I just felt like, like the character of, so like in the movie was really a lot Cha-Cha, but I put a goatee on and a mustache to like.
It looks cool.
So that's the goatee and the mustache. The hat is Little Demon.
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
Demon.
yeah.
I mean, we had so much fun doing that Little Demon. It's just like off the charts, and it's really weird. I mean, you guys did animation, and we've all done voices and stuff. But to go from soup to nuts with Little Demon was, I think the first time I heard the pitch was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And then every little step to get to the first script, and then to get the green light, and then doing the animation was like, and Jake and Lucy did it.
Yeah.
Basically they did what you guys do. You guys show run our show, but you know that the intensity of doing that.
It's so much work.
It's so much work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I've got the easy job in this sunny show where I just come and fuck up my lines. But
Easy until we say, hey, Danny, so we're going to cover you in baby oil and slide you across the floor.
easy until
Shoot you out of the couch.
Yeah, easy until
Oh, buddy, we got something for you
but
this
with,
year. We got something for you this
but
year,
I
man.
can't wait. But Little Demon was like everybody in it. We had to did it during COVID. She had to send the kits to everybody's house and did it online and all that. And it was like just a glorious experience.
And the show's doing really well.
Show's doing really good. Incredible accolade. We need more fans. We need all the Sunny fans to watch it on Hulu.
Takes time.
It takes time.
Dan, you once told me a story going back even further. We're going to go pre-Taxi.
Yes.
You told me a story about one of your first off-Broadway gigs where you replaced William Devane, in a play.
Yes.
And then it led to a different part.
Yes.
And I think it's an inspiring story just about sticking with something, but also a little bit of luck and chance and staying just in the game.
I was doing an off-Broadway play in the summer, a Pirandello play, 3 by Pirandello, 3 one-act plays. I had 2 small parts in the 3 plays.
And this is before any film, television gigs.
Before anything, it's just like 1968.
You're
Okay.
how old? Paint us a picture.
I'm
24?
68. I'm born in 44. Do the
24 years
math.
old.
Okay. So a guy winds up directing this being part of the play. He was like an actor in it, and we ran this summer. Calls me up. He says, I got this thing I'm going to direct, but there's another actor who's already set to play the part, but I need to read it. And I go, okay, I'll go read it there were backers and there were other people, and they wanted, and it was a great part of a really irreverent stable boy, right? Guy's like a pig, like a really wonderful part. And so I go read it, and but the part wasn't mine. It was somebody else's. It was Bill
You're just doing
Devane.
like a reading.
It was Bill Devane. Bill
William
Devane
Devane's
was going to
great
play
actor.
this part. Really, great, perfect for it. Cut to, guy calls me up, says, Bill just got the lead in this really big off-Broadway show, and he's going to leave the show, and we want you to step in and play the part. And it's thrilling, right? It's like,
It's a huge break.
Huge break. Plus, at that time, I think the equity minimum was $72 a week, which was, pretty big.
It's still
for,
about
a
that.
lot of money. Anyway, cut to the chase. I do the part. The actor strike happens. One of the actors strikes. We struck for like maybe $79. We were out of work for a month, in the rain, picketing, blah, blah, blah. Come back to work, different director. They put a new director in. The guy who's my friend, they kick him out, right? Okay. We go do the show. During the re-up of the show, the girl's playing my love interest in the play. Her girlfriend comes to the play, right? And we go have a coffee at the cookery, and her name is Rhea, right? So
You didn't tell me this part of the story. This is a whole different thing.
so I'm getting to the.
That's not the good part.
Yes,
Well,
the
there's
good
another
part.
good part. It's a
another.
very good part.
But I had to throw that in there because that's how I met Rhea. Okay, so there's all these like.
So this
intricate-
play is a huge thing in your life.
So now, we open on I think it was a Sunday night or maybe a Monday night. Anyway, I live not far. I walk to work every day, and I try to get there early to the play. Go hang out in my dressing room, screw around. I look up, there's sets being taken out of the theater. I didn't know they closed. They closed the next day.
So
the
you're-
reviews were so
You've done
bad.
one preview for reviewers.
One for the reviewers.
And the next day, a guy's
And
scraping
next
the
day,
sign?
They're scraping the sign off. I got no job. I walk in, right? This is the part
Devastating.
this is the part you're talking
Yeah, yeah,
about.
yeah.
I walk into the lobby. Now, the general manager's there. I said, what's going on? He said, well, we closed. Nobody called me or anything. And I said, shit, oh, wow. So I got my stuff out of my dressing room.
wow.
I'm out of a job. And he says, they're looking for one part in this play. This other.
Just trying it
play
out.
that
We'll
I'm
see.
general
See what
manager on.
happens here.
They're auditioning now up on 72nd Street, right? They were looking for one part they can't cast. I said, he says,
Just kind of over some of the stuff with Twitch too. It's like
part. I get on a train or with a bus or whatever, and I go up to 72nd Street. I go in and I meet these guys, and they're doing this play called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that I don't know anything about,
Amazing.
right? I walk in, I do it. There were hardly any lines. They said, do an improv. So I do some physical stuff just on
Yeah.
stage with me. I get the part. Guess who's playing the lead in that? William Devane, who bowed out of the other play that I took, that I met Rhea at, that
He's playing R.P. McMurphy.
he's playing
Yeah.
McMurphy,
Yeah,
I'm
McMurphy.
playing Martini.
Unbelievable.
That's the thing.
And-
Sometimes, like failures, you just have to view them from
Absolutely.
just got some plans with EOS and trying to kind of make
How much
make a
did
new
that
home for
play
ourselves
make you
over
get
here on
part of the
YouTube.
movie?
So
A lot, because
I don't know. Yeah, just
first of
the
all,
stuff with Twitch
Hal
is.
Ashley saw it because he was going to direct it
I don't know.
first. Michael
Just they keep like
Douglas,
updating stuff,
who's a
and I'm
good
just
friend of mine,
Yeah.
was
it's
going
like
to
they do
produce the
something
movie.
good, but then it's not
And then
good,
Milos
and
got
I'm
to
just
see the play.
kind of.
Amazing. You do
Want
this play,
consistency.
you do it just long enough to meet your future wife and mother of your children, right? And then it ends, and it feels like a huge, devastating thing. But it ends just in time for you to get a chance to audition for a thing that will lead to a major breakthrough in
your
a
life,
huge film, and which will pave the way towards Taxi and
Everything.
crazy.
It worked out for everybody except Bill Devane.
Yeah.
Bill Devane did fine.
No, he did a lot
Yeah,
of good
but he
stuff
wasn't.
afterward.
He wasn't Jack Nicholson.
No, Jack was all right.
Jack.
Jack's Jack. You can't.
I want Jack.
He was so right for that
How
part.
long had you been an actor at that point?
Tell everyone your profession before.
Hairdresser.
Yes, and people don't believe that when I.
I was a hairdresser.
Danny was a
Well,
hairdresser.
I was first a gardener, and then hanging around New Jersey doing nothing. And my sister forced me to go to beauty school. She had a beauty parlor.
You
And she
might as
said-
well guard in people's heads. You get more money.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? And I said, what do I don't, how am I gonna do this? She said, well, I'll send you to school. So in the summer, she kind of prepped me for the school by, my aunts and, little, she showed me how to do the curlers and the thing, and she bought me. You met Angie. You all met Angie. She was like the force behind the family. She was really the big mouth, the smoking a cigarette, telling you what to do.
She says you gotta cut hair. You gotta cut hair, right?
Yeah. I went to the school the first day. I was dragging my feet. I didn't know what the hell am I doing? Even though I started learning how to do it in the summer with my family, whatever. And then I walked into this place upstairs. I'll never forget it. I opened the doors, and there were like 30 girls there, and maybe 3 guys. It was like my sister just gave me a ticket to heaven. I went downstairs and called her up. I went to the phone booth and called her up. I said, Angie, I owe you my life, everything. There was so many nice-looking women up there.
So you went all the way through the program, and then you were a hairdresser.
And then I worked for her. I went to work for her, sweeping floors, she gave me all the old ladies. I would do all the old ladies. She had a big clientele of like, and
then
then finally I graduated into doing styles. Like I do, a young woman. And I do like,
Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you gesturing to me.
No, I could do, I couldn't do their hair, but I could do your hair.
I'd let you do my hair
I
right
would
now.
I would do like, some styles. I still know how to do that. I cut hair really well. And I was, so I started getting like.
Danny DeVito knows how to cut hair. I love it.
Page boy puff, like a bouffant, a beehive. Sure. Oh yeah, I could do the beehive and all this shit. Kind of one thing that you wanted to say about the old lady thing at the beginning, because she gave me these, and I got really friendly with all these women from, all around the, they were like in their 70s, 80s. Some of them had like, no hardly any hair, and you'd have to do the curls and do the whole thing. And then the first thing that happened, like that was really weird, was one of my clients died.
In the chair while you...
Not in the chair.
Oh my God.
Thank God not. Thank God, Megan. Thank God not in the chair, Megan.
Scissor wounds.
She died, but her family asked me to do her hair.
No, in the coffin.
For the coffin.
Oh my God.
It was the first time that happened, and subsequently, I did several because my sister kept
Wait,
giving me.
you were.
I would go to the.
mortician.
Wait, so
How do we not know this?
I would go to the more. I mean, come on, this is like got to be a future Sunny
just
episode.
do the dead body.
But like, no, seriously, they're dead. They're there. They're done up by the guy, the mortician. They're in the box. They're in the whole thing. And I would be the last person and I would take their hair and you use the dry. There was dry setting lotion.
Yeah.
Like that I had. My sister, I can't remember where I got it. And you curl the hair, set the hair, right? Let it set, then take it out, and then cut it, and then not cut it, but fluff it up, do little.
And then you were like, you know what? I want to do something else.
Maybe this is the end of the rope.
Yeah, this might be it.
This is the end of the rope.
But also, I'm just catching out that the morticians don't do the hair. What kind of bullshit is that? Like you do the whole body placement? I don't do the hair.
I'm sorry.
I don't touch the hair.
It's a whole other
The hair grosses me
The
out.
hair's gross.
Well, it was request.
Oh,
I
it
was
was a request
requested
from the deceased.
From the deceased
Yeah,
family.
so morticians, I think, do sometimes do the hair. Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
But in this particular case,
But in
they
these,
were like,
in the,
no, it's
in
got to
the,
be.
So it's like fun. You can
That's it.
they needed Mr. Dan to come and do
Mr.
their.
Dan.
Mr. Dan.
Dapper Dan.
Dan.
Dapper Dan.
Well, some people
The
call
scissor
me
man.
Danny.
Dapper Dan, the scissor
Mr.
man.
Dan, the scissor man.
The scissor man.
Scissor man.
You guys, this show is brought to you by BetterHelp.
Is trying to find gifts for everyone in your life stressing you out?
You know what? Then stop giving them gifts and start giving yourself a gift instead. Give yourself the gift of BetterHelp Online Therapy, where you can talk to a licensed professional about what's holding you back.
And really, you owe it to yourself to give BetterHelp a shot. I'm so glad I did. It's easy, confidential, and completely online, and it really helped me learn new coping skills and self-empowerment.
This year, shop for yourself before anyone else at betterhelp.com/sunny.
You know, as the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists 100% online. Plus, it's affordable.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. It couldn't be simpler.
Oh, she's right, guys. You know, no waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist.
Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/sunny. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/sunny. Heyo, we are supported by Athletic Greens.
Athletic Greens? You mean the makers of the delicious, nutritious green powder drink known as AG1? Is that the one you're talking about?
That's the one I'm talking about.
You mean the one that, what do they say again? Gives you 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food, source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens?
That's exactly what they say, and that's exactly why I took it when I went to Wales to meet the King of England. Did you guys hear about that? Did I tell you about that?
Yeah. We heard about that. We heard about
Yeah,
it.
you guys, yeah, you heard about it. Okay, well, just so you know.
did.
Yeah.
I took the AG1 to make sure my immune system was shipshape when I met him. That's a phrase that the English say.
Oh, did they say that?
Yeah.
Do they still say that? Listen, here's the good news. Now anyone, royalty or otherwise, can get their own supply online. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/alwayssunny. Nope.
Nope.
No,
No,
don't do that. That was a trick.
Get it right.
athleticgreens.com/sunny. Just /sunny. That's it. /sunny. Just that.
Again, for clarity and accuracy, athleticgreens.com/sunny to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Rob met the king.
Rob met the king. Rob met the king.
Of England.
Okay, so then, my sister, enterprising, and she sent me to school to become she wanted to sell makeup in the beauty parlor. So she sent me to New York to go to Queen Helene to learn makeup. So I learned, like, from, yeah, I swear to God, it's the name of a product, a line.
Okay.
Like, L'Oreal, Clairol. And I went to this place. It was the weirdest. It was almost like out of a Fritz Lang movie. You went into this hotel, and the lobby is like small and dark, and then there's steps that went down into a place that said Queen Helene, and it was almost like you'd think there was going to be a fortune teller down there.
Yeah.
It was really
imagining.
interesting. And I met this woman, and she said, well, I teach a makeup class at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts every Tuesday and Thursday or whatever. Granted, I don't think I ever thought of becoming an actor before that.
No thought
That's
of it.
amazing. In high
No
school,
thought of it.
No. Well, I did a play in high school.
You did?
I did a no-speaking tableau. I played St. Francis of Assisi, and in a robe and without shoes and socks, and it was a tableau. I played a saint.
But no real thought of becoming an actor
being
at that point.
And I only did that because I wanted to get a good grade in my English class.
Sure.
And I wasn't, paying attention in that. So
I'll do it, but I'm going to style a corpse hair one day.
I'm going
You'll see.
down
You'll see.
to the
You'll see.
mortuary and going to get that wax. and we'll
Stylist to
stick
the
it to their
deceased.
head. And man, they feel weird too. You ever feel a dead person?
Oh, yeah.
They feel really weird.
It's right away.
Did you?
Oh,
did-
yes. Oh, yes.
Have you ever seen a dead person up close?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly,
Okay.
like once.
Besides
and I
in
was
a
like,
more,
I'm good.
not great.
I was a kid I was an altar boy. Okay, this is a
Yeah.
good one. And I used to do there was a 6 o'clock mass, 6:30 mass, and you'd fight over it because who the hell wants to get up at 6 o'clock and go do the altar? Well, you want to. So I get the 6:30 mass one day from my friend who's doing the 6 o'clock mass. I got there a little early, freezing cold, New Jersey, maybe 4 or 5 old ladies in the big church for the 6 o'clock mass, right? I go early. I go into one of the front pews. I sit there and watch. They're finishing the mass. All of a sudden, I hear a thud, and I look over, and there's a dead lady right there, right here, like right where you are, looking up at me with her eyes open.
Oh my God.
It was scary as shit. And I go, oh. Now I don't know what
Was there
to
like
do.
a knife and a
there's-
note? Like what happened?
There was no. She dropped dead right next to me, with her, and like staring at me,
Looking right at you.
Charlie,
Her last
upside
words
down
were,
with her
"Do
eyes
my
open
hair."
like this.
Do my hair.
Do my hair. That was way before I ventured into the hair business. So it was my first time.
First dead body.
First dead body.
Of many.
And it was
Okay.
scary as shit.
The guys have talked about the bodies they've found on the
Yeah.
podcast
We've
before.
talked about all the dead bodies.
Okay, let's not dead body it.
So you're doing a couple
Change the
acting
subject.
classes
Right.
at the beauty salon / acting school.
Yeah, and I
But-
get
You get the
hooked.
bug?
I get like
What hooked you? Did you get
Well,
some
the
good
guys,
laughs or some?
you get to get up and do a scene or something. You learn them. I had to learn a monologue or something. I can't remember the first thing I learned.
But now
I think
for a
it was
lot of people,
to
that's
heat-
very awkward. That's very awkward. But for you, right
some
away.
people who are very
Good.
interested in getting up and showing off in front of people.
So you were
but you were
extroverted
discovering
already?
that, then I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Because you hadn't really done plays. So
No.
you're discovering in the moment, you're like, oh, shit, I like
It's
this.
really cool
Yeah.
being
But were
up
you
there.
class clowning? Were you like? Do you like the
I did.
attention?
I
and
did
the...
like the attention.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I like your attention.
Sure.
I wasn't like a bookworm who,
Yeah.
stayed back and
You ain't a wallflower.
hid. No, it was no wallflower.
Yeah.
No, I was always
Out front.
outspoken, out front, got out. And,
Okay, well, listen. I know we've got some clips, some Danny clips that we want to watch at some
Okay.
point. What is it? A bit of a
See, 'cause
highlight
I could
reel?
stay here.
You some of that?
I love it here.
But I do.
You want
I
a
could
cocktail?
stay here.
It's
and
cozy.
You want some-
Oh, this is so
It's
great.
cozy, right?
You want something to drink?
So, but I,
Yeah,
what I-
drink.
Yeah, you want to drink?
Do I want to drink? How about a hot toddy?
Oh,
Yeah, we can
We
make you a
got
hot
that.
I'll take a
We
hot
got that.
toddy.
But can I ask you, because this is ultimately about the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which
Yes.
you're familiar with.
Which I am very familiar
Now,
with.
when you started doing the show, right, you show up on the first day of set. Did you feel like once you got there and you were doing the show with us, did you feel like you were in good hands? Did you feel like you were
Yeah,
working with people
I
who
did.
knew what they were
I
doing?
felt
Or did
comfortable
You did.
immediately and loved it right from the start.
Yeah.
Did you have a moment where you felt a shift in your Frank Reynolds like persona and performance from like your first season to like a few in, where you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to sort of settle into this character in a slightly different way, or did it feel the same from the beginning?
Yeah, what was
'Cause
that
just
journey
from
like?
our perspective, it felt like around the third or fourth season, like you figured something else about the guy, like an even more casual approach that was even funnier than what you were already doing. Not to say that the other stuff wasn't funny, because it's
Yeah.
hilarious, that we just fell in love with and then started writing to more specifically.
Yeah. No, I think it got deeper. It got more into like the. See, one of my favorite things was that I describe it to you in that scene where I say I want to live in squalor and.
Yeah.
I used to live like this, in squalor and filth, always trying to get over on people, scamming my way through situations.
Wow, I don't care.
I want to live like you again, Charlie.
And so I felt like that was the direction that Frank was going, is more and more extreme. And I always used to say to you, push the envelope. Let's
Yes.
do more outrageous things. Not only because I thought that's what the audience would like and the fans would like, but that I would like.
That's what you wanted to
I
do.
feel like I would like. I like to.
Yeah.
I love when you throw me out of a window. I love when I lose my memory. I love when I get, like caught in a
coil.
porta potty with
Yeah,
or
the
a coil
coil, yeah.
or a coil in my underwear or slimed or like, and if you look at the milestones of it, you can say like, when this happened to me and when that happened to me and when blah blah blah, all the way down the line as a through line for Frank's character.
You do start off, basically you've become someone that you don't like, which is this like buttoned up business guy who you made lots of money, you were very successful, but you're not happy.
Yeah.
You want to go back to living like you were when you were younger.
Yeah.
And, so your journey as a character mirrors maybe a little bit your journey as an actor on the show, where, initially you're like trying to figure out, how do I fit into this? Like, what is this? Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, what's my role in this?
I always feel that like when you're doing a movie or you're doing a part that you know, if it's not written, you always create that backstory for yourself. You find out, you know, even beyond the thing. What happened to Martini after Cuckoo's Nest? Where does that character go? What's the journey of the character? Like Frank, I feel like has so much. There's so much range to that character.
Yeah.
To Frank Reynolds, you know, you've given me, you know, like a canvas that, and you feed it. You feed it. I mean, like, why do I get to become a germophobic? Why do I? How? What happens to me? How? You know? And then how far can we take it?
Why is there hand sanitizer all over the floor? Goes in here. Oh!
Frank?
Oh my God!
What the hell did you do to yourself?
I just want to be pure.
I have to say that trying to pick the best clips of you on the show, Danny, is an impossible task. So don't come at me in the comments because they're not all here. Because there wasn't,
Also, even just trying to talk about your career, I mean, like, you know, you can talk about Twins, you can talk about Batman, you can talk about all the movies directed.
But that's okay. You'll come back again. We'll do some more.
We'll just follow you around with a mic, like, tell us about.
What are you saying? A man in a couch?
Hello.
That's absurd.
Now, I believe there's a man in that couch right there.
There is no man. There's no man. Say some things about Frank Reynolds. Say them loud and make sure that they're horrible, horrible things. And then we'll deal with the man in the couch.
Okay, so there is a man in the couch.
All right, just call Frank Reynolds an asshole.
Who is Frank Reynolds? He's the man in the couch. Just say something.
Oh God.
Look at the two of them. Here he comes.
Oh God.
Halibut.
This is so long.
What's happening? Jeez, dude.
Guy, you know, like, remember the. So you
That's
know,
the Christmas episode.
That was
oh
the
my
Christmas
God.
you know,
episode as well.
like
So that's-
the thing is, you know, you read the script, and you don't think you're gonna get naked in front of everybody. Okay, well, we all know each other, the crew, we know the crew, but you don't realize it's gonna be
really
like
think
50
about-
background
Brother.
actors back there, like standing around that you don't know, and then. The first time you know that clip is on the
Yeah,
thing
Caitlin
where she
Clark,
doesn't
sure.
talk.
Yeah, and you're like,
Yeah.
you're just hanging out there. to
My
dry.
line is hot. It's hot. And I'm standing there. You didn't say anything, and then she didn't.
Wasn't my line?
She was just looking at me like a deer caught in the headlights of an
Well,
oncoming
none of
truck.
us knew what to expect, but we had tested the couch,
Yep.
But
but
nobody,
not had anyone rip through. We had just sort of tested
nobody
the
tested
pushing.
the halibut
And then we
coming out.
greased you up, and off you went. And I think we only did one take because I think we were like,
you
greased
don't
calf.
need more than one.
we're like, we got
Oh
it.
my God,
We got it.
that was
I
hysterical.
think that's
love
probably
that.
the most referenced, one of the most referenced moments of the show. Period.
For sure.
That was so much fun.
Well, we had read an article about people sewing themselves into couches. That's right. And then we were thinking, like, they were doing it to sort of like smuggle themselves, maybe places. I can't remember why they were doing it, but it was a thing where people had been sewing themselves. And we're like, oh, it'd be funny to sew yourself.
Oh,
in.
no, that is what it was. It was people sewing themselves into car
into
seats.
car seats, yeah.
To get smuggled into the country.
Yeah.
I also remember coming in over a weekend and having seen one of those nature videos where an animal was being birthed,
That's right.
and saying let's figure out a way in which we can do some kind of version of that. I don't know what it would be, and then these two ideas just found
They
themselves.
merged.
Yes, and pitching it to you and not really knowing how you're going to react.
But no, it would have been a fine answer.
Yeah.
Like if you were
Glitch
like,
in the
"Guys,
Matrix."
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do
that
it, but I
was
want to
too
keep my
good
clothes
to-
on. We'd be like, we get it.
That
It's
was too good to
just be
pass
like in
up.
your underwear.
I that was too good to pass up.
Well, we'll see if you say no this year.
Okay.
Is there
No-
anything you're hoping for to do in Sunday?
I'm not
or-
getting circumcised on camera.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's,
we would never.
that's a line.
We would never. No. We would never do anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Charlie and I, we go down the sewer. First thing we do is we
Yeah,
put
I'm
reserve
getting
our
there. I'm
clothes. We
ready to go to
pick our
sleep.
clothes up. We get totally naked because you don't want to get wet. We ball
think
our
this
clothes
thing's
up,
almost
we stick 'em
over.
up someplace high.
Oh,
There's
no.
this waitress
Yeah.
that Charlie's in love with, and
Like 30 minutes.
I banged her.
Charlie got really upset when I banged a waitress.
This is what you're telling the people on the tour.
She was a nice piece of ass.
What are you talking about?
Charlie, he's my buddy. We sleep together. We hang out together. Once I pooped in the bed. I blamed it on him. One time the guys got hooked on crack. It was really crazy.
Just telling stories.
I remember.
They wanted to make some money with the baby, but nobody would buy the baby because it was white. They said they had to turn it brown. We were fighting over the sword, and just about when we were about to hit each other with the sword, social services came in. We thought we were killing the baby.
I don't understand this talk.
Charlie wrote this musical. Oh man,
Yeah,
it was
I
really
might
fun.
have to end this before
Yeah,
go
and it's
knock
called
out.
The Nightman Cometh. I can sing
I
my
don't want to
song
keep
if you
staying
like.
up super late.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. Yeah, I kept saying. I was saying soul. He was saying he thought I was saying boy's hole. One of the things I like doing most is banging whores. I go out and bang a lot of whores.
I forgot we had
just so
left
good.
that going for that long.
Yeah, I think weren't we
On
just
the
saying,
day.
Danny? Just tell
recap-
us about the show.
Recap old episodes.
Yeah, recap old episodes of the show to the best of your.
Oh, so none of that was
knowledge.
scripted. It was
Nope.
just
No.
None of that was
amazing.
terrific.
No, it was all done. We did it all.
Yeah, that
So
was on a
we just
barge.
recapped it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in Philly.
We were just like, it would be funny if like his version of a tour is like just telling stories about him
What
and the gang.
happened to him?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
I like also that they're like, we don't know who this is, and he's like,
Yeah,
Charlie.
I'm getting over being sick. I got COVID, so
We sleep together. I
chilling.
pooped in the bed once. I blamed him.
Did the long hair of that season 2, man? Like
Yeah.
season
Someone asked him
7.
if he's growing it out.
Even my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how long do we have before we start?
We got a month and a half.
Month and a half.
It's going. It's like, look at it.
Let it
It's like-
go.
get
Let it
there.
go.
I'm letting it go. I don't cut it.
Yeah. Month and a half, we'll be good.
I don't
We'll be
cut
good.
it.
Like the Giuliani stuff from last season.
Yeah.
Painting his hair,
Yeah.
and that was fun.
He says he has sex
All
with
right.
hundreds of prostitutes.
Okay, and then this,
Okay, this is
good.
This is
another classic.
Step foot in this high school ever again.
Right? No! We can't go out like that. Look.
fucking
If
camera
life
keeps
pushes
turning
you
on and
down,
off.
You gotta push back. If you're dealt a bunch of lemons, you gotta take those lemons and stuff them down somebody's throat until they see yellow. And if some punk-ass kid humiliates you, you gotta do the only thing that's left to do.
Yeah! Whoa! Yes, Frank. Oh, wow. That was a great speech, man. That's the most coherent thing that's ever come out of your mouth.
That was awesome. You usually just ramble
That
on
was
and
like
on
a
and on.
basketball coach.
All right, so what is it?
Yeah.
Huh?
What's the one thing left to do? What is it?
Well, the thing of it is that there's the lemon stuff.
Right.
And then you got Mac, who's a rat. And Dee's body breaks.
look at how fat you are.
Yeah.
And that's the thing of it, and it's good.
What are you saying?
No, you were gonna tell us what to do. That doesn't. We didn't ask you if something was good or if it wasn't good.
I lost my train of thought. Let's go back to the bar.
Oh my god.
Rousing speech and then forgetting what you were talking
And
about.
we scored that, which is interesting.
Oh,
That's
man.
not something
Yeah.
we normally do.
No,
Sometimes, from time to time.
Sometimes we like to
Squeeze
score
a little
something.
extra mileage out of
That's
the
a
joke.
lot of fun.
Right, this is a nice spot.
Yeah. Oh! What's that? You were supposed to get booze.
Oh, this is ham. Soaked in rum. It's loaded.
Look at the way it sat down.
God damn it, Frank.
The
Eating your
dogs on the
drinks?
beach.
That is genius.
Roselle.
What the? What is that?
Oh, yeah.
I got stuck with
Oh
a needle.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a syringe. Be careful. They are everywhere. Now give me a piece of ham.
Hey, check that out.
Dogs.
What? The hell's the dog doing here?
Get out of here!
Get out of here!
Goddamn dogs, I'm telling you, dude. They were lurking before and now they're swarming.
I'm not
They
sharing
were
my ham with
lurking
no
for
dogs.
another one.
I got a great idea.
Can you actually soak a turkey in rum?
That's the best.
Now this was
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
Getting rip shit on ham.
So obviously you're not in the middle of the ocean.
No,
but do you
we're-
remember
No, but we were out.
about shooting
We're out
this?
a
We're out
little,
a little
bit.
bit.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the background's green screen, no?
Yes.
After a certain point, yeah, it becomes.
Yeah, because I think we were shooting it. Why is
You
that?
shot it in a pool.
No.
No. We shot this on the ocean.
You did?
You were just You had to be anchored like near a pier.
All right, good night, bro. I appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah, I'll get a couple cookies.
You have a good night, and I'll see you soon. I'll be live today at 4 p.m. So if you want to
guys,
stop
I gotta
by,
tell you, I have
hang
become
out
quite the
some
reader
more,
these days.
What are you
I'll
doing?
be here.
Are you trying to say that you're better than us?
No, I just wanted to put it out there. Just wanted to have it acknowledged.
Yeah. So if you want
Can
the
you just,
attention so bad, I
like,
guess
jump
we'll
through
give it to
these?
you right now. Hey, Glenn, what kind of
I'm reading.
Oh, so I'm reading you right now. The Book of Glenn. Oil here with these.
It's good.
we're in a show?
Watching a movie.
Yeah.
Do you like the scenes where you get to eat on camera? Because I
Yeah.
know the fans really love, especially when you're
I love
eating
eating on,
peaches.
on camera.
Jesus Christ, get out of here, Frank. You're an animal.
I like to make it in my mouth. It tastes better.
Do you think maybe you could eat that sandwich later?
I'm starving.
I just got sent a whole box of peaches. Real ones. I'm eating like a goddamn Islander.
You know how everybody like eats and then spits in a bag?
Uh-huh.
I don't spit in a bag.
Yeah, you just take it.
Now, once in a while I do.
Depends on what we're eating. That ham. I think we were eating that ham.
Oh man, the ham was great.
Ham was good. Once the dog started gnawing on it, I don't think we wanted to eat as much. But
Frank, we are no longer in relaxing mode. We are now in survival mode.
Will you stop being so dramatic? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where's the rum ham? Where's the rum?
Frank, stay in the boat. Frank,
Rum
stay in the
ham!
boat.
Rum ham! I'm sorry, rum ham! I'm sorry!
Now, this was a Wilson
yes,
thing, right? From
Reference.
yeah,
What was the
from
name of
Castaway.
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 Oh, is that what the face on the rum ham was
Yeah,
supposed to be?
basically, it was kind of a Wilson thing.
Oh, that's interesting. This is the
Love this one.
debut of the
Oh, go for
move.
Hey, how you doing? I like your top. Looking good, Mac.
Ah, Frank. You want to get down?
Like the moves.
Did you bring in that move, or did they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all improvised movement.
That's
And
you.
then you improvised singing, "Go for it, go for it."
There was no music being played. Yeah.
No mute. Yeah, and then Rob and I went in post and added the lyrics, go for it," into the song that we put.
Yeah,
up.
because
This
you
is us
can't,
singing.
because you don't want to sing a song that's recognizable because you have to pay for it.
Yes.
Yeah, but we also thought it
Just
was
making
funny
that
that
up.
you were singing that, and we were like, "Oh, what if that is what the song is singing?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got in Twins. I did. I improvised. Tonight is your night, bro.
Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro. Yeah, it's your night, bro.
Because they were going to use tonight would be like from the West Side Story, but they didn't want to pay for it.
Oh, not the.
So I said tonight is your night, bro, and sang it over and over again until people made me stop.
How dare they?
A wholesome nut mix. Yeah.
Man,
Here
this
we
is
go, here.
good.
These snacks are good. Go for it. Go for it.
D, sharpest item in the bar. I need it now. Let's go. Oh, what the hell's going on over here?
Jeez.
So this is for the listeners, the cold open where Frank is trying to hang himself in the bar. A real enduring image, I think, from the show. Pretty amazing.
It's dark.
Is he all right, Frank? Are you all right?
Don't try to stop me. Lost all my money at Ponzi scheme, Charlie. I'm broke.
His neck is so thick, I feel like he's just gonna swing and dangle around for a really long time.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Let's
No,
go.
no, pull my
Frank,
leg.
it's not gonna work for you. You guys
Tight chair to me. Tight chair to me.
Time's tough, huh?
Tight chair to me.
Shit.
It's a just
I got
So are we
saved.
suggesting that Frank really did try to commit suicide?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
yeah.
That is what we're
Times are
suggesting.
tough.
That's right.
Not very good at it. Don't commit suicide.
No.
Life
I
is
agree
too
with that.
important.
In real life.
It's true.
We have a
'cause
lot of fun.
failures in the moment, as you said, might turn out to be the best thing that ever happened to you, right?
Absolutely. You got to develop a thick neck.
Yeah, yes, for life.
For life.
Everyone should have a thick neck for life, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Is this your stuff? Was this your plan?
No.
What is this? How did this happen?
How does anything happen, Charlie? Move past it, will you?
That's going to be impossible. Yeah, where are your clothes? Why are you naked and stuck in a coil?
Just get me out of here.
So I just love, just as a story thing, saying, how does anything happen? Because nobody needs to know how he got in the coil.
Go buy it,
doesn't
Charlie.
matter.
No, never.
Never explain it. And the whole credit sequence is just him there with a bunch of kids running around.
Taunting me,
When
right?
we got down to set, there was only one hole in that coil.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked as if any man could easily just kind of climb out the side.
I was stuck in there, man.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, yeah, this is fine. This will do, right? I'm like, no, this won't do at all. It doesn't look stuck. And we had enough time while they were setting up because Danny had just come down. We just rehearsed the scene. And I said, are there any poles on any of the trucks? And there were some poles. I'm like, can we...
And they painted it.
Yeah, can we paint it or cover it in blue tape, which I think is what we want to do.
Is that what it was? Blue tape?
And stuck those two other poles in.
Yeah, it made it a little bit more difficult to get out.
This is a thing that I've seen people tattoo on their bodies. Him in the coil. The rum ham, man cheetah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, rum ham. A lot of rum
tattoos out
ham
there.
tattoos.
Very nice performance. Very nice and clean performance. Welcome.
Speaking of morticians and mortician makeup, the Frank's Little Beauties, where they put you in the.
Yeah, you had a mortician do your makeup.
God, what season was this?
7. Also.
No, this was
7 because Max Fat.
Yeah, it's Max Fat.
Oh,
7.
Max Fat. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's so many jokes you'll sometimes write, and then you don't know how it's going to be until you come out in that mortician makeup, and you're like, it's
so
1,000 times funnier
Funniest.
than we thought it was going to be.
Stringy
Everything I could
hair
ever hope.
down.
Yeah.
And
Just ghoulish.
A legitimate show of
I look like it. Holy shit.
Which one of these talented entertainers, who I am not attracted to at all, will be the winner? I'm not attracted to any of them. None of them. And that's the way it is. Anyway, everybody put your hands together and
the way it
clap
is.
for the kids. Clap, and
God.
wave goodbye. Wave goodbye. Go to your dressing rooms. We're going to start the show. Go on. It's okay, just don't touch it. Go to there. Their dressing room over there on that side of the stage. I am going to my dressing room. We will be right back. I'm over here.
Just such a great...
You know, I swear to God, I look a little bit like Peter Boyle in Young Frankenstein.
That's what it is.
Oh,
Totally.
holy shit.
It must be really like fun to do the show in some ways because every time you show up, it's like a different thing. Like sometimes you're doing songs, sometimes you're dressed in like a crazy costume, sometimes
Yeah.
you're stuck in a coil for an entire
Right.
episode. Does that keep it like fun for you?
Oh, it's fun. Oh, it's fun. And like I said earlier, I keep saying, do more and more of that. That's like that's really, I love that shit, man.
Yeah,
I like, like it's so many things that we do.
Hey, you've got weird taste, just like us.
I like losing my memory. I like that kind of stuff.
It's
Will you roll
It's
call?
easy to do.
And who are you?
It's not needed to put you in a bunch of funny costumes and stuff because as we're about to see, you just talking is absolutely hilarious. So this is from the Family Fight episode.
Get it on, give me Janet, give me Frank. Here we go. I didn't get a good look at you before backstage. Shabuya roll call.
All right, we got some sparks flying already here.
Hey, can you play that again? Like, just the move.
Shabuya roll.
The move right here.
Shabuya roll call.
Okay, all right, we got some
Just one.
already. But let's get up here and do this. Come on, Frank, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, man. Top 4 answers on the board here. Name an animal that we eat but doesn't eat us. Frank, pig. Show me pig.
Oh, wait. This is where he changes. He's like, wait, I need to change my answer.
Yes.
Frank, you want to pass or play? Pass or play? Play. All right, so Frank, you want to tell me a little bit about your family?
Yeah. Well, Grant.
Yes, Grant.
I want to change my answer. What? I realize it's not totally accurate because I've seen a pig eat a man. In fact, I've seen many pigs eat men. It was a bloodbath.
It was a bloodbath. There are just certain words that are so funny to hear you say. Bloodbath is like.
So I remember us talking about that. I remember seeing in the movie Hannibal that scene where those hogs like eat that man, and it just being so awful and horrible. And I remember that being, in my mind at least, the inspiration for that.
Roxy, God bless you. You were a good whore. You serviced me like no other whore
Serviced.
ever did. Not only my crank, but my heart. I'm gonna miss you.
Frank.
By the power of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Reed Mental Institution hereby decrees Frank Reynolds to not have donkey brains.
What? That is an official document.
What is that?
Donkey brain on it?
Well, it's written right here in plain English. Frank, would you like to clear this up for everybody?
Well, all the kids in the neighborhood knew I got sent upstate. So they started calling me Frankie Donkey Brains. And it was very traumatic. So I got my mommy to drive me back up to the loony bin where they signed this official certificate exonerating me of all donkey brains.
I love that speech because you're like running out of air at the end of it
yeah,
too.
I run
Like
out of
there's
air
a
all
little
the time.
something.
Out of air quite a
And then
bit.
this is
All the
from
time.
the gang gets analyzed. Is that what it's called? When Frank talks about his experience in therapy.
I opened up to a therapist just once. I was a kid. I got into a fight. The doctor asked me question after question. Got me so scrambled up. Next thing you know, I was shanghaied upstate to a nitwit school. You know what a nitwit school is?
I assume you mean a school for the mentally disabled.
Yeah, not just for nuts in the head, bodies too. Back then, science was real crude. It stuck us all together. My roommate was a frog kid. You ever see a frog kid?
Frog kid?
Yeah. The place was windowless. There was a guard every 10 feet. All the rooms had drains in the floors so they could hose us down.
Hose?
How terrible.
Got my first kiss there.
Frank?
It was terrible. But not her. She was an angel. Always smiling. That's because she had no lips. But her mouth was still very much in play.
Let's talk about the dishes.
She died 2 weeks later. She thought she was a spaceman with a plastic bag for a helmet. Unzipped me. It's all coming back. It's all coming back. I hate you.
Mouth is still very much.
It's like to go to that place but say such ridiculous things. That's what kills me. That's what I love about
Well,
it.
the whole show is that. I mean,
It is,
the
yeah.
beauty of the show is
Yeah.
like that we are really. It's absurd, but it's like real.
But I
mean,
love
it's
your
real
ability to
people
do that.
getting in, digging the hole.
Yeah.
They dig the hole deeper and deeper and deeper, but they do it with commitment, and they never wink at the. You never wink. If you wink, you're fucked.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We don't wink.
You're
No,
so funny. But
you gotta
that
go.
matters
You gotta
like,
go.
it-
Well,
like it matters, like you play
everything
it.
about the show is that.
Lord
It's all about
Braxis,
that.
what up, dude?
Doing it straight.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, we're this is you and the
This
gang
is-
beats Boggs.
Yeah, Boggs. This is
Now,
Boggs.
do you have any tips for drunk acting? How do you?
I
How
remember-
do you
Yeah.
drunk act?
I remembered this scene. Oh, tips.
Yeah, for drunk
Yeah,
acting.
tips for
I
drunk
don't
acting.
know. I don't
Yeah?
know. No, I don't. I mean,
A lot of research.
I've done a lot of research in
Yeah,
drunk
you have
acting.
to research it. You have to.
No, I
You
think
have to.
yeah,
You
you
have
gotta
to.
really.
Yeah.
And you know, if you really think about how drunks talk, I mean, like, there's always it's a little bit pointed and slow, and you understand that, right?
That's great.
Wow.
So, there you go.
It's very good here.
Cool.
I love it.
Beer me, baby.
You're 40 beers back. Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Bitch.
I'm tired of people telling me what I can't do. They say I can't drink on a plane. They say I can't bang on a plane. I say I can't be a pilot. I can't be a doctor. I'm gonna do
I'm
it.
chilling.
I'm gonna do it
Just,
right in front of your
I mean,
face. I'm gonna chug
I had
50
COVID,
beers right now.
or have COVID. Tested positive today. But,
So cold.
yeah, like 2 or 3 days ago, I was pretty fucked up. I slept for like 23 hours, I think.
Just watching him.
Watching him.
Just enjoying the show.
So many bubbles.
Not on PC, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, that
When we
show.
cut to you, Rob, you're just
He's
I'm just
watching
like,
him.
You're just like I'm just
Just
gonna
looking
watch
at
the show.
Frank.
I'm gonna watch him.
That's you. That's
Not
not
loud.
even
I
the
mean,
character. That's
there's
Rob McElhenney
I was
watching the show.
laughing the entire time. That's
Yeah,
why
we might have had to use a look from a different
I was
moment.
laughing the entire time.
Yeah, we have the outtakes of the moment from The Gang Gives Frank an Intervention where Danny's chugging the beer and then letting it
Oh
all
my
yeah.
god,
flow
that was
down
at
his
like
face.
6 in the morning.
Coming down your
Where
face.
was that?
That was in Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Was that
And remember that,
Yeah.
was
We
there
were doing-
something
Yeah,
going
no,
on?
it's not
Yeah, we
fun.
did a live
Like a reporter came down.
report. Yeah,
Yeah.
a live morning show.
I was there.
What's in it for you? Huh? What's in it
Don't
for you?
worry about what's in it for me. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Don't worry about what's in it for me. Oh my God, Frank. Jesus.
I can't have you leave without talking about some of your iconic characters, of which we have seen a lot. Do you have a favorite alter ego on the show? Just to remind you, we have
Oh, God.
Man Spider.
Oh, I like Man Spider. Man
Seen
Spider was
here.
fun.
We also have Man Cheetah. This is a
Man
classic.
Cheetah was...
Cheetah, you want to do something with this?
Do something with this.
Like it? Yes.
And then Ongo.
Ongo.
Ongo's like big. Yeah.
Ongo. Tattoos of Ongo. Stickers of Ongo. Ongo.
being.
There's Ongo. There's Mantis Toboggan.
Oh, Mantis Toboggan. Well,
And this is
Mantis
great.
Toboggan is like, oh, that was big. I love Mantis.
I love that you in this performance, if we have it, where you come, you remember your name, or
Yes.
maybe you come up with
Here,
your name
right
in the
Mantis.
He remembers.
Dr. Toboggan. Mantis Toboggan.
And I believe
He's
that's
delighted.
It gets better.
I
yeah.
think that's a reference to the dentist system because you were talking about how you were a mantis that you feasted after, and then that's when it came back to him here.
Yeah.
Mantis Toboggan.
Toboggan empty.
MD.
MD. There's the
Trash
trash,
man.
man.
And then I started eating garbage.
Oh,
Oh, shit, did I get you, Cricket?
Did I get you?
Did I get you?
Cricket.
Did I get you, Cricket?
Oh, man.
That's another tattoo. I've seen a
That's a
lot
big
of
one,
people getting the trash
Oh,
man
yeah,
with
yeah,
his
the trash
arms
man.
raised up in the air. Just pretty
The trash
amazing.
man.
Fantastic.
Man,
Danny.
we're gonna have
so
some
many
fun.
things we could
We're
talk
gonna have some
about.
fun. We're gonna have some fun next year.
Yeah.
Will you come
Well,
back? Will you talk to us
Yeah.
again? Because I feel like
Oh,
there's a lot of questions
God,
that I
yeah.
have that we can't delve into
Pass me
now.
the
because
nuts.
it's just gotten
Yeah,
too
I'll
late.
get you. I'll get
You
you.
know what I
some
mean?
nuts.
Everybody's got to have dinner, clearly.
Huh?
You know,
It
everybody's
is dinner
very
time.
hungry.
It is our dinner
I
time.
get
time is it?
asked
Very
quite a
hungry.
bit. What is Danny like in person? What's he like in real life? He is exactly what you think he is.
How have you
and
been
open
since
to
we
it.
last spoke?
Yeah.
Lord of
Wow, that's
Praxis.
so nice of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been a.
He didn't say. Notice he didn't say what that is, though.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I think people have an idea in their head of who they want Danny to be when
Yeah.
when they meet him, and that's exactly who he is.
I've always
Yeah.
marveled. I always marveled at the fact that you've played so many despicable characters. Not all your characters, but you've played a lot of despicable characters, and yet people love you. What is that?
I'm attracted to despicable characters.
Well, so am I.
They're more fun.
Why do you
Yeah,
think
but they
that
don't
is?
love me.
No,
the
they
way
don't love you. Yeah.
No,
Why
they
do
love
you? Why do you like
They
playing
love-
despicable?
No, it's like so
more
much
fun?
more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
play
fun.
the guy who's like,
Yeah.
really, No.
Yeah.
This year.
Just
You have
laughing
a
at me
chance.
nuts. I could listen. I could
You have
listen
a
to it
chance
for
to like top it.
Dead air.
We got something. We got a couple things.
We got a
coming up
couple
for
good
you, Joe.
jokes.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have
we
a
got
couple
some
of those
stuff for
moments that we're not gonna be able to get through because we're gonna be laughing so hard.
Yeah, we got some stuff for you, buddy. Don't worry. We got
Danny,
you covered.
you're an inspiration.
Oh,
I love you to death, man.
The show
love you,
would
man.
not
love you
be
too.
anywhere
I
near
love
what
you
the show
guys.
is
I
without
love
you.
you guys.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
you guys, and I love you too.
I think that is going to be it for me. It looks like
Thanks
they're
for
wrapping
bringing
up
us
their
Frank Reynolds and bringing the world Frank Reynolds
podcast here.
Oh
so-
man.
and sharing our nuts.
Thanks for eating my nuts.
Thanks for eating my nuts. You want to play us out? We got a piano.
Let's do it, man. God, you go.
You go.
Cloud, you want?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah,
Play
play us
something.
something.
Play
There's
us
a
out.
mic there if you wanna sing, dance.
But you
do
never
whatever.
asked.
Oh, I love this one. Oh, I love this one.
It's a good one.
That's great.
Yeah.
God, that's a classic. That's a classic. Yeah,
Iconic.
thank you. That's one of my favorites.
Come on, end up that joke. You can't beat it.
All right. That is going to be it for me. This little hour and 16-minute stream here. But yeah, Braxis, if you're still in the chat, I will talk to you later. If anybody else is still watching, I appreciate you guys hanging out. And make sure you hit that like button.